Hello student, welcome back to the lecture series over the DC circuits. Okay, in the last lecture we have seen the different type of sources, that is the current as well as the voltage sources, how to use them, and the different types of current as well as the voltage sources that we have seen in the previous lecture. Now today we are going to discuss about the fundamental circuit laws, in which we are going to discuss what is an Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff's laws are again of two type. One is the Kirchhoff's current law as well as the Kirchhoff's voltage law. These laws we are going to learn in detail. We will see their statement and how to use them for solving the real problems, circuit problems. That also we will see. First of all, we know that the resistance is nothing but the opposition offered by a substance to the flow of electrical current. Uh, okay, and here you can see the symbol of resistance also. The practical unit of the resistance is ohm and is represented by the symbol ohm. Here you can see the symbol also. Okay, and here you can see the symbol. A wire is said to have a resistance of 1 ohm if a potential difference of 1 volt across its ends causes 1 ampere to flow through it. Means if let us say that two points are there, point A as well as the point B, and if the potential difference between these two points is 1 volt as shown here, and because of this 1 volt, if current of 1 ampere flows through it, then the resistance is this resistance is equal to R is equal to V by I. Okay, volt is voltage is 1. Okay, and current is 1 ampere, therefore resistance will be equal to 1 ohm. And same is given in the statement by the scientist George Simon Ohm. You can see the picture of George Simon Ohm on the right side, right top corner of this PPT. This laws applied to the electrical conductors through good conductors and may be stated as follows. The ratio of potential difference V between any two points on a conductor to the current I flowing between them is constant, provided the temperature of the conductor does not change. Okay, here condition is that the other parameters, they should not change. Physical parameters should not change. Then the ratio of voltage to current is always constant, and the constant of proportionality is called as the resistance, that is opposition to the flow of current and denoted by the capital R. And all of you have learned this in the earlier classes also, but I have I'll revise this so that our next topic will be in continuation with this, where R is the resistance of the conductor between the two points considered. Now, if multiple resistance in the circuit means the combination of the different electronic components, devices, as well as the electronic, electronic, even we can say that some characteristic also. When some conductors having the resistances R1, R2, and R3, etc., are joined end to end. Uh, Actually, here the figure is on the next. Here is the figure A, and then figure E means different resistance R1, R2, and R3. If they are connected the way shown in figure A, then they are said to be connected in the series. Then such type of connections are known as the series connection. Here you can see that this figure A shows the series connection of the resistances. R1, R2, and R3 are connected in series, and it can be proved that the equivalent resistance of total resistance between point A and D is equal to the sum of the three individual resistances. Being a series resistance, it should be remembered that current is the same through all the three resistances. Now, so that if resistances are in series, they can be combined. Okay, means the total resistance will be equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, and so on. If more resistances are there, then we have to go on adding the value of that resistances for the resultant resistance. Okay, but important thing is that the current flowing. If voltage is applied across these series resistances, then current flowing through all these resistances will be same, and the value will be, let us say that I. Okay. Similar, but what about the voltages? Okay, voltages of the individual resistances will be the different. Voltages across the individual resistances will be the different. Being a series circuit, it should be remembered. But voltage drop across each is different due to its significant resistance and is given by the Ohm's law. Okay. Now, depending upon uh, the value of resistance, voltage will change, and here voltage will be nothing but the constant current I multiplied by the value of that resistance, and this will change. But let me clear that if we combine all the voltage drop across these resistances, that is V1, V2 and V3, then these total resistances will be equivalent to the voltage applied across all the resistances in series, means across the point here in this figure, across the point A and D. Okay, I think all of you have understood how to calculate the total resistance and total resistance, current and voltage when the resistances are in series, and that you can easily calculate using the Ohm's law. Sum of the three voltage drop is equal to the voltage applied across the three conductors. There is a progressive fall in the potential as we go from potential A to D as shown in figure B. Now here you can see that the voltages drops when we move from A to D. Reason is that when the current uh, here reason is that here you can see that the potential V is from A to B, because V is at the highest potential, and one end of the applied voltage will be at higher potential and one end will be at lower potential. Therefore, as we move from A to D, the potential goes on decreasing. Means V3 will having the least potential, and V1 will be having the highest potential. Then here you can see what is the uh, how we can calculate the voltage. V will is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, and V is nothing but the, if we again find out what is the V1. V1 is the voltage across R1, and that can be calculated as the product of common current flowing through these resistances multiplied by the resistance R1. Similarly, V2 is equal to IR2. Similarly, V3 is equal to IR3, and this is nothing but the Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IR. Okay, where R is the equivalent resistance of the series combination, and you can find out the value of R, R1 plus R2 plus R3 uh, is equal to the resultant value of resistance, that is capital R. Similarly, the conductance can be calculated if G is the conductance, then which is nothing but the reciprocal of resistance. Therefore, we can replace the R as 1 by G, and similarly R1 as 1 upon G1 plus 1 upon G2 plus 1 upon G3. Then some important fact, when the resistances are in series, is that same current flows through all the part of the circuit. Different resistors have their individual voltage drops. Third, voltage drops are additive. Applied voltage equals to the sum of different voltage drops. Resistances are additive when they are in series. Then powers are also additive. Then power is nothing but the, here you can see that voltage multiplied by current. Here V1 multiplied by I will be the power across R1, power developed across R1. V2 divided multiplied by I will be the power developed across R2, and then power across R3 will be equal to V3 multiplied by I. If we call this as a P1, this as a P2, and this as a P3, then total power developed across these three resistances will be equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. Then voltage divider rule. When the resistances are in series, then we can find out the voltages across the individual resistances by using the voltage divider rule. If we know the total resistance, if we know the total resistance of in the circuit, and then and if we know the applied voltage as well as the resistance value of individual resistances in the circuit, then we can find out the voltages across each resistance by using the voltage divider rule. Since in a series circuit, same current flows through each of the given resistor, voltage drop across voltage drop varies directly with its resistance. Then, as shown in the figure, if 24 volt is applied across a series combination of the resistances, and the total resistance value is R1 is equal to R1 plus R2 is equal to R3, as R1 is equal to 2 ohm, R2 is equal to 4 ohm, and R3 is equal to 6 ohm. Total value is equal to 12. Then voltage across the 2 ohm resistance we can find out as V1 is equal to the total voltage applied, that multiplied by the resistance value R1 divided by the total resistance. Now here in this case the voltage applied, total voltage applied across the circuit is 24 volt multiplied by the resistance across which we have to find out the voltage is the 2 volt, and divided by the total resistance, that is 12 volt, the value comes out to be 4 volt. Similarly, we can calculate the voltage across V2 and V3. Voltage divider formula we have to use for solving the different uh, numericals hereafter also. Then we will see how, if the resistances are in parallel, then how to use them. Now here you can see the figure. Here, in this case the resistances are not in series but they are in parallel, parallel with the applied battery voltages. Okay. Then here the three resistances we have taken for example, and they are connected in the parallel. Now if you observe, the potential difference across all the resistances is the same. If we applied the voltage V, then same voltage will be available across the potential difference. uh, Potential means same voltage will be across this resistance. Okay. Across this resistance. Okay. Some, then same resistance, same voltage will be there across resistance R2, and same voltage will be there across the resistance R3. Okay, you can understand, this is, lines are drawn just for understanding purpose. Some lines are going out of the box, but I am sure that you can understand. Then current, but now see that here is something different. Previously in the series current is same and voltages are different, but now here current is get distributed in this at this point, as per the at this point the current is get divided. Then here you can see that current flowing through this branch will we will call as I1. Current through this branch we will call as I2, and current through this branch we will call as I3. Then this three current I1, I2, and I3 will be equal to I. Means I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Same is given here. I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. And from Ohm's law, you know that current I1 is equal to the voltage applied across the resistance, that is V divided by the resistance R1. Means I1 is equal to V divided by R1, I2 is equal to V divided by R2, I3 is equal to V divided by R3. Okay, and as you know that I is equal to V divided by R, therefore if we put this value where V is the applied voltage, therefore V by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus V divided by R2 plus V divided by R3. As V is common on the left side as well as the right side, uh, we can cancel them, and finally you will get the, finally you will get the 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Hmm, like this. And we know that 1 upon R is nothing but the 1 upon R is nothing but the conductance. Therefore, conductance is given by the capital G. Capital G is equal to G1 plus G2 plus G3. Then some facts, the main characteristic of a parallel circuits are same voltages across all part of the circuit. Different resistors have their individual current. Branch current is currents are additive. Conductances are also additive. Powers are also additive. Means powers are additive means if the power developed across this one is equal to P1, then across this is P2. Okay, Now, why these three powers will be different? Because current is different. In total power in this circuit will be equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. Okay. Now I think this is all for the this lecture, this video. In the next video we will see. Okay, in the next video we will see the Kirchhoff's laws, Kirchhoff's current laws, as well as the Kirchhoff's voltage laws. Now till then, bye. See you in the next video.